Wednesday, the 20th day of November 2019. Hello there and welcome to News Tonight. And first though, let's have a look at what's making headlines at this hour. In our news tonight, human rights boss Medi Kagwa is dead. Security blow up suspicious gas cylinder. Moyo and Obongi district boundaries clarified. And in sports, 8th draw of the Formula One conducted. Hello there and welcome once again. On Sign Language, it is Mogalu Mohammed and I am Edward Rukidi Kijanangoman. Let's get started. Uganda Police Bomb Squad in Kampala has detonated a gas cylinder which was suspected to be a bomb device. The Director of Science, Andrew Mubiru, said that they are to regulate the dealers of the gas cylinders after thorough investigations surrounding the device which was exploded.
What is critical is for everybody to understand that whereas it is possible to make this acetylene gas in situ, just like we have seen with our colleagues who are welding using calcium carbide and water, it is also not proper that they just use it recklessly without proper guidance. So we are going to go back and study the situation and be able to guide the people better on how to operate this kind of a business without endangering the lives that are nearby. Our caution right now is for the people who are dealing in this business to be extremely cautious when they are handling the cylinders on two occasions. One, first of all, they don't have sufficient knowledge to use the calcium carbide stones in this work because they don't know the quantities they can use in this particular cylinder because these cylinders have a maximum capacity. Secondly, they cannot determine the age of the cylinders they are using. So if you exceed the capacity of the cylinder and also you exceed the usable age of the cylinder, you are likely to have a situation like this. In other situations, it has become fatal, so we need to avoid this. And we call upon the public to report to the police any situation of this nature at the earliest. In fact, all community leaders are called upon to immediately surveil their areas so that this artisanal work which is being done using these gas cylinders is reviewed immediately to remove those cylinders or those people who are conducting this business in such a manner that will be legal.
And now on to some rather sad news. The chairperson of Uganda Human Rights Commission, Medi Kagwa, has died. Now, Kagwa passed away this Wednesday morning at Case Clinic Hospital, Nakasero, where he was rushed after an accident around Mulagol Hospital. Next more in this report.
Medi Kagwa, nga wa myaka 64 twamufunye wano ku ddwaliro ku ssaawa 1:55 ez'okumakya. Yaleetebwa omusawo akolera e Mulago eyamusanze mu mmotoka ye ku roundabout y'e Mulago. Emmotoka gye yabaddemu yakoonye emmotoka eyamubadde mu maaso ate nga yabadde yeesibiddemu mu mmotoka. N'olwekyo abantu abalabi ababadde ku kkubo baamenye emmotoka okumugyamu. Nate bamusanze nga yeesika ate nga tebasobola kumuzuukusa. Omusawo eyamusanze n'atandika okugezaako okumuza engulu paka bwe bamuleese wano ku Case Clinic. Bwe bamutuusiza wano twamulabye nga talina bulamu bwonna era ne tutandika okwongera okumukolako mu gye tuyita intensive care unit ey'eddwaliro nga tukozesa eddagala n'ebyuma ebiyamba okuzza omuntu bw'atyo engulu wabula ku ssaawa 3 ez'okumakya nga tumaze omukolako okumala ku ssaawa nnamba okugezaako mu Bengulu.
The chairman, Uganda Human Rights Commission Medi Kagwa, is dead. Medi Sozi Kagwa collapsed in his official vehicle on his way to office. Rescuers found Medi Kagwa leaning unconsciously against his steering wheel around Mulago Hospital.
What we want to find out is what is the cause of the death. We must get answers as to what happened.
Eyewitnesses say the Medi Kagwa's vehicle rammed into a car ahead of him before suddenly coming to a halt and locking him in. A few minutes later, eyewitnesses broke into Kagwa's vehicle for his rescue, was found trembling and rushed to Case Clinic. The medical director, Case Hospital, Dr. Patrick Kalika, pronounced Medi Kagwa dead a few hours after he was put in intensive care unit.
He was brought in to Case Hospital and rushed directly to the intensive care unit. While still unresponsive and still on basic life support, but no vital signs or signs of life were detected on arrival. The intensive care team at Case took over and started advanced life support, which included CPR, intubations, adrenaline was given, and all the other modalities of the advanced life support, with no return of vital signs of life, and was declared dead at 9 a.m.
According to Dr. Kalika, the late Kagwa's family confirmed he was on hypertension treatment.
Batukakasiza nti abadde mulwadde wa pressure naye ng'ali ku ddagala. Mukama amuwe ekiwummulo eky'emirembe.
Kawempe North Member of Parliament Latif Sebagala and former Member of Parliament Alice Alaso said Kagwa has died at a critical time.
He has been the chairperson of Human Rights Commission. The work he has executed with a lot of courage. As a member on Human Rights Committee, we have interacted with him.
I can imagine what a year we shall have when the human rights abusers in this country notice that even the one voice of reason that was there has also gone silent.
Only Tuesday, he took part in a mock exercise ahead of today's 30th anniversary of the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child, to which Uganda is a signatory. He had Mastula Nasaka occupy his seat as chair of the commission after she was given the opportunity to take decisions in running the office at the agency's headquarters in Kampala. Prior to becoming Uganda Human Rights Commission chairperson, Kagwa served as East African Legislative Assembly MP for 2
And may the late Kagwa's soul rest in eternal bliss. Now, Uganda is the second African Union member state to have completed the second governance review under the African Peer Review Mechanism. Now, the APRM has 4 thematic areas, which are democracy and political governance, economic governance and management, corporate governance, and sustainable socio-economic development. Uganda's Africa Peer Review Mechanism will be launched later this evening here in Kampala.
Minister will talk you through what's happening within the African Peer Review Mechanism, and he will request any of his team to,
We want to know how is the country ideologically focused, because ideological disorientation has been a bottleneck for the development of the African continent. Interference with the private sector. You remember what happened, for example, in 1972 in our case, when the government interfered with the private sector by chasing away the Asians, what effect had on our economy. So we want to know, countries, how are you relating with your private sector, because the private sector is an important engine for development. Under development of infrastructure, how are countries performing in terms of developing their infrastructure as a measure of performance for these countries. Weak states, especially the army, police, and etc., fragmented markets and market access and expansion, lack of industrialization and low value addition, underdevelopment of human resource, lack of education, and poor health. So moving forward, once the process of adopting these bottlenecks as part of the measures to peer review the countries, we'll be looking at how are the resources, the human resources of different countries are performing in terms of education, in terms of health.
And then the second reason we're here, we were finalizing the bottlenecks that were outlined by His Excellency, the Honorable Minister Bahati, the 13 bottlenecks. So we're now developing the framework. We have just finalized the framework, and we also were looking at other technical aspects of the bottlenecks, which will then be going to the heads of states when they meet in Addis Ababa at the African Union in February next year. So President Museveni will be able to talk to these bottlenecks at that stage. And all I can say, just to add to what Honorable Minister was saying, is that the APRM, it's a mirror. So when you look at yourself in a mirror and you see that you have a pimple, you don't break the mirror. You go and fix the pimple. So that's really the whole logic of the APRM. It's a mirror that presidents themselves agree on, that let's look at each other, but then they advise each other on peer basis, peer learning basis, and also on the basis of experience sharing. It's also voluntary, so no country is forced. And we are happy that now, in addition to the countries that we have 38 members now. Now in February at the summit, we'll be joined by 2 new members, which is Zimbabwe. President Mnangagwa has undertaken to join, and also and Seychelles, President Faure also has undertaken to join the APRM in February.
Now, National Water and Sewerage Corporation is to boost water supply in the Kampala metropolitan area. A contract to effect supervision, rehabilitation, restructuring and extension works of the Kampala water supply project in Katosi has been signed.
Kampala, Wakisani Mukono district's population is expected to hit a record of 30 million people by 2050. It is for this reason that National Water and Sewage Corporation has embarked on provisions of more water supply and sewage services to Ugandans by setting up a multi-billion water reservoir at Katosi in Mukono district.
We think that eventually the works we are going to design will be in the range of 80 to 90 million euros, including all the compensation, all the relocation of services. But the most important thing is do your work very well so that we have a more accurate cost that we can work with. The contract has some penalties if you don't do your work well. And I'm told you were a bit hesitant. Every human being does not want to be penalized when he doesn't do his work well. But I thought this would be, you should like that. If you don't do your work well, you should be penalized. What people are designing now is also for future work, for future population. So that when you want to operate Katosi fully, you should be able to have a sufficient evacuation system to take the water.
This was at a ceremony where National Water and Sewage Corporation was signing contract with HP Gulf Engineer in association with Atalia EAU that is mandated to prepare detailed designs, tendering and work supervision for the rehabilitation, restructuring and extension of Kampala Metropolitan Water Supply Project. The 4-year exercise is projected to cost Uganda 94 million euros, with the value for money emphasized.
Penalties. We are not afraid of penalties. We are always dedicated to do our work well. What we were a bit skeptical about is that there are many elements in a project of this magnitude which are beyond our control. Yeah. So that is why we absolutely take our responsibility and the risk when it is on our side and where we are in control.
I'm Robert Onyango, UBC News, Kampala.
It is 8:15 in the studios of UBC TV. We'll now take a very short break, but we'll return with what's happening in the world of business. Stay with us.
Send money from Airtel to Airtel at 60% discounted rates. Yes, you can now send money for as low as 100 shillings and a maximum of 1,000 shillings. And that's not all. You can now withdraw up to 7 million shillings from your nearest Airtel money agent for as low as 12,500 shillings. Remember, depositing money is free, buying airtime through Airtel Money is free, Airtel Money and PIN registration is free. Do not pay any transaction charges directly to the agent, and never share your PIN number with anyone. Enjoy the lowest rates on sending and withdrawing money on Airtel Money today. Airtel Money, simple, instant, secure. Airtel, the smartphone network.
When the 2008 global economic crisis hit the globe, it hit Africa hard. The level of aid and direct investment fell significantly. African countries resolved to take charge of Africa's destiny by mobilizing revenue internally. So in November 2009, 25 African countries converged in Kampala to launch the African Tax Administration Forum, ATAF, a beacon of hope to strengthen Africa's revenue mobilization and administration. Now, ATAF is coming back to Uganda, where the journey began. It's coming to celebrate its 10th anniversary. Uganda is proud to host the 4th International Conference on Tax in Africa, ICTA, from the 19th to 22nd November 2019 at Kampala Serena Hotel to take stock of the lessons from the decade-long existence of ATAF and map the next course for Africa's tax administration. Uganda Revenue Authority, developing Uganda together.
Hello, Uganda! We introduce to you the first and ever My Right to Play Christmas Kids Festival 2019. Let the kids feel the Christmas Eve on the 21st of December at the Legend Sports Ground in Lugogo. Entrance is 10,000 shillings only and parents free. Bring your child and have an opportunity to play, sing, dance and discover their talents. Mujje tuyingira amazaalibwa nga abato basanyusa bato bannaabwe. Muleete abaana bammwe banyumirwe, banywe, bazanye. Kino kigenda kubeera kijjobe. Proudly sponsored by Legend Sports Ground, UBC TV, Star TV, U24 TV, Star FM, Magic 100 FM, UBC Butebo, Marketing, UMC Victoria Hospital, and Ideas Workshop. Bw'oba oyagala omwana okuyimba kuba ku ssimu eno.
Welcome to Fast First, where today we're talking about bride price and how it is a threat to women's progress. And I want us to get straight into it. Is bride price a prestigious thing here in Karamoja?
It is something that is done culturally. That when you're getting married, it's not your husband to pay you, it's the clan.
I believe that when you get married, it is a prestige and it is a pride for you, the family, and even you, the girl who is getting married.
Okay.
So we have strong beliefs in marriage. Marriage is good bonding. Marriage is security itself. Security to the clan, security to the tribe, security to
the lady.
To the lady. Because the idea of thinking she has been brought for punishment is not true.
Welcome back from that short break, and this is News Tonight here on UBC TV. We're glad that you've chosen to be with us. On sign language, it is Mogalu Mohammed and I am Edward Rukidi Kijana Ngoma. Let's have a look now at business news, and we begin with the energy sector, where the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development has maintained its stand in the controversial Isimba Highway public bridge under construction. Now today, UBC TV visited the construction works that have been trending in the media as 24 billion shillings has been swindled off the $567 million project.
This is a Isimba Highway public bridge under construction by the China International Water and Electric Corporation and is supervised by Uganda National Roads Authority. Vya Negai, the project manager we found at the site, says 17% of the works has been completed and not 20% as previously stated by some government officials.
No, up to now it's 70% because we just started work since August. The physical work, August. We have only passed 3 months.
Given that we started in July, 17% is good because the schedule is to hand over this road and bridge to government in December of 2020.
The Isimba Highway Bridge is part of the $567 million engineering, procurement and construction project that has so far seen the commissioning of the 183 megawatts power dam. Due to security reasons, the proposed public bridge was diverted 500 meters away from the main dam to avoid future consequences. This has accordingly led to its delay.
Because if each time you are passing you are checked, it cannot be a public bridge. So we said, no, forget about this bridge. It will be there for your own internal use, for maintenance of the power station, but supply a public bridge according to the contract.
In this location there will be 2 bridges separated by this cover island. We also have got the access roads here. We are already progressing on them. These bridges are designed for a lifespan of 100 years.
The Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development has maintained its stand, refuting claims by the Speaker of Parliament, Rebecca Kadaga, that 24 billion shillings was swindled.
Ordinarily, if there was such a problem, I would have been asked before hearing it from you people. But I heard it from you people, so I was just surprised. Because this bridge costs much more than 24 million, as you can see it.
The proposed public bridge is meant to connect Kayunga district to Kuva Island and then to Kamuli district, and is expected to be complete by December 2020.
So we have really confirmed that work is going on, and we have confirmed from the contractor and from the minister that funding is available. We don't need any new resources in the budget.
Daniel Mugoya reporting.
Thanks, Daniel, for that report there. Meanwhile, the Electricity Regulatory Authority, in collaboration with the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development, has launched a campaign to increase the use of trained and certified electricians. Minister for Energy and Mineral Development, Irene Muloni, is optimistic that the campaign will reduce electricity-related accidents such as fires.
The Minister for Energy and Mineral Development, Irene Muloni, launched the campaign codenamed Power Couple, which aims at promoting the use of trained and certified electricians. The Power Couple campaign will see more electricians trained and certified by the Electricity Regulatory Authority.
Youths who have been giving a cheap service but very dangerous to you to acquire the necessary skills to be certified so that they do quality work to ensure that life and property of people are guaranteed.
This campaign also aims at increasing power connectivity and consumption. Uganda currently produces 1,253 megawatts of electricity from different sources, with hydropower being the major one.
And so these industrial parks across the country are going to help consume this electricity that we now have in excess. And further to that, by extending it throughout the country using the rural electrification, where we are now, a project is going to get to sub-counties, coupled with the initiative of the free connection policy.
According to Uganda Electricity Regulatory Authority, the Power Couple campaign will increase public awareness to appreciate the use of certified electricians to promote safety at homes and business premises.
Attract all technicians who have been lacking practical experience, others have been lacking the certification, to come forward and be trained free of charge, be certified free of charge, so that they can support the government agenda of accelerating access to clean energy.
Currently, the country has 2,700 certified electricians, and the aim is to increase the number to 4,000 by the end of this financial year. Adiana Kuti, UBC.
Time for us now to have a look at sports news, and we look at Formula One, where 4 lucky Formula One Ugandan fans will have an opportunity to witness the 2019 Formula One Championship, where the world's creme de la creme rally drivers will compete for the podium finish in Yas Marina, Abu Dhabi. Now, the draws were conducted by distinguished men and women from different organizations, including Uganda Broadcasting Corporation's Deputy MD Maurice Mugisha and Canadian Honorary Vice Consulate Sarah Rubanga, among others. Now, this was witnessed during a media brief at City Oil headquarters on the 6th Street Industrial Area. Just take a look there.
772-199294. George Barongo, congratulations. Thank you, madam, and take your seat. Barongo George wins himself with...
26 minutes after 8, we are now about to end this bulletin, but before we leave you, let's have a quick reminder of our top stories. In our top stories tonight, human rights boss Medical Gwa is dead. Security blow up suspicious gas cylinder. Moyu and Obongi district boundaries clarified. And in sports, 8th draw of the Formula One conducted. Thank you so much for having kept us company. That brings us to the end of this bulletin. But do remember that our next bulletin comes your way at 10 p.m. On sign language, it has been Mugalu Mohammed, and I am Edward Rukidi Kijanangoma, leaving you with Ali Tuvera Juliet with the weather forecast for tomorrow.
Hello, good evening. Welcome to yet another edition of the Weather Report. I'm Ali Tuvera Juliet from Uganda National Meteorological Authority. Today, most parts of the country have had showers, and from the rainfall report received by 9 a.m. this morning, it is indicating Jinja with the highest of 34.8 millimeters, Chenjejo with 31.9, Namlonge 25.6 millimeters, whereas Masaka reported 25.2 millimeters. And from the satellite image taken over Africa, it is indicating that we are having low pressure zones over South Africa, and these have pulled the rain belt further south of the continent, also covering our country. We also have southeasterlies from the Indian Ocean, and these have led to the wet activities we are experiencing. For tomorrow morning, we expect thunder showers for areas around the lake and in central Uganda, light rains for some parts in the western and in the lake. Elsewhere, we shall have sunny intervals. Later in the afternoon, we expect thunder showers for most parts of the country, and the maximum temperatures will rise up to 29 degrees centigrade for the Karamoja region. Around the lake, we expect them to go up to 26 degrees centigrade, and for those in southwestern Uganda, we expect them to rise up to 23 degrees centigrade. Elsewhere across the globe, we expect sunny intervals for Nairobi and Dubai at a maximum of 24 in Dubai. Light rains for Paris at a maximum of 9 degrees centigrade, that is really cold. And for New York, we expect sunny conditions. Thank you for keeping us company. Don't hesitate to visit our website as it is well displayed on our screen. Have a blessed night. Meet you.
The members and staff of the Uganda